Which of Jesus?
Oh,
Are we trying to kill us?
are we trying to die? I don't know. Oh my gosh.
It even smells deadly.
Bro, my hair nostrils just curled up. Oh my God.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Burning Questions. We asked you guys the questions that you're wondering about Christianity, the Bible, Jesus, God, all the good stuff, and we're here to answer them for you.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know, bro. The first couple ones, I don't think they're gonna be too bad, but
What do we got?
these last two, I'm
What's
scared.
this first one looking like, Gary?
It's a red hot. Frank's red hot.
All right, bro.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Are you a drum guy or a wing guy? That's what I need to know.
I'm a wing guy.
Okay, good, because
What
I
are
like
you?
drums.
That's
so
weird.
Perfect.
That's weird.
I like drums.
That's weird, bro.
What?
I'm just gonna let you know. All right. Cheers.
Well, now that is weird. Cheers? Seriously? All
right.
right, let's go. So if
good.
I smack right now, everybody's gonna know I'm a smacker.
Are you a smacker?
I try not to be.
That's one of my icks.
I'm actually
One of my icks.
woo, it's got a little bit of kick to it. I ain't even gonna
Who does?
I ain't even gonna lie.
What you got for me, bro?
Okay, you ready for this? The Bible is really old. So how can we know that it is true today?
That's a good question. Well, the Bible is probably one of the most researched books, scriptures that there is. Like, people want to criticize it so much. Scholars, they have looked into the Bible in depth. You look at like Homer's Iliad, there's only like a handful of copies. You look at books written about Caesar,
Right.
the Roman emperor, there's just a handful of copies, but the Bible is the most, like, there's over 20,000 manuscripts and they all line up with each other. There's really no significant differences in all those manuscripts.
Yeah, that's what I think so cool about what you just said is when I researched and learned that there's more manuscripts for the Bible than there are for classic literature.
Yeah.
And we don't scrutinize classic literature.
No.
We scrutinize the Bible though. So I think that's a very unique.
And
thing.
another
So that's
thing
a good
is too, like, you know, I grew up here and I grew up in church, and when I was about 18 or 19, I wanted to see if this faith was true, like, because I just grew up in it, and I did all kinds of research on the Bible, and it is reliable.
one. Yeah.
And I'm a skeptic at heart, so I'm always questioning stuff. I'm always like, you know, is this true? What about this? And I've done my research, and I encourage you guys to do your research too, of how reliable the Bible is. You can trust it, it's reliable, and it's God's word. God breathed
That's right.
the scriptures.
So here's the real question. How reliable are your taste buds right now?
Yes, I'm feeling a little bit,
I can go
We're just
lie.
warming up though.
No, don't tell me.
Got my,
What we got next?
this is my sauce right here, bro. Texas
Pete?
I love Texas Pete. I can drink this stuff. So let's dig in, bro.
You crazy, man. Drinking
dig
hot
in.
sauce.
I'm getting this drum.
All right, go.
Wait, I'm getting the flat. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. All right, ready, bro?
No. not
Cheers.
yet. All
All
right, go.
right. Question for you, bro. What does the Bible say about ghosts? Oh, gosh. Excuse me. What does the Bible say about ghosts and other supernatural stuff?
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I did not hear the question because that's hot.
What does the Bible say about ghosts and other supernatural stuff?
So, when we're talking about ghosts, we talking about like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I mean, what are we talking about?
That's a wide range.
What do you
of
think
things.
that question
Ghosts,
means?
like paranormal activity,
Okay.
like
All right.
Ghost Hunters. You ever watch that show, Ghost
Yeah,
Hunters?
yeah, I have.
Like stuff like that.
Okay.
It's other supernatural stuff like crystals,
Yeah.
tarot cards.
Yeah, I got you. So, when it comes to like mysticism and those type of things, you know, tarot card readings, psychics, that type of stuff, Paul actually talks a lot in the Bible about staying away from that, you know, to definitely stay away from that. But the most I don't think you get any more supernatural than the Bible. I mean, it talks about miracles. It talks about people coming back from the dead. It talks about
demons.
angels. It talks about demons. And so a lot of times where people talk about ghosts, the Bible will not openly say or agree that, you know, someone dies and their ghost lives on and haunts someone. That's not the case. But the Bible is very clear that demonic activity is a very real thing. Jesus cast out demons. There were demons all throughout the Bible. And so I think from a supernatural realm, if you're interested in that, you're not going to get any more supernatural reading, you know, honestly, than it is the Bible. And so, you know, angels are very much God's messengers. But, you know, if you ask that question, you know, and you're very much exploring golly, y'all, this is getting hot. I'm not even gonna lie.
Take my first sip of milk.
If you're, oh, you did? But
My
if
nose
you're,
is starting to run too.
yeah, me too. Is that the point of this? We're supposed to like be dying over here? But no, if you, I can't even remember what was I saying?
The Bible says die to yourself, so this is it right here.
Yeah,
What were you saying?
I have no idea what I was saying.
Demons, ghosts.
What was I saying?
I don't remember. Stay away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Stay away.
Yeah. Stay away. So like if
Tarot
you're
cards, Ouija
interested,
boards,
yeah, if you're interested in
stuff
questions
real.
like that, I would very much say, do not take that lightly,
Yeah.
because the Bible is very clear on that. You know, Satan is a very real enemy,
Yeah.
and he definitely wants to steal, kill, and destroy our lives. And I truly believe a lot of how he does that is through our interest in the supernatural
Yeah.
realm,
New Age stuff.
New Age stuff.
Be careful.
You know, psychics.
Yes,
I mean,
psychics.
where do you think psychics get their information? They're tapped into some demons. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest. They're tapped into demons who have been watching you and your family history for a long time. That's how they can tell you some of those things. So the Bible very much says steer clear of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's in there. It's
Stay
all
away.
throughout the Bible. Not even gonna lie. I am. I've got a little numbness in my top lip right now.
This one's good,
Is it?
but it's hot. I got smoky hot.
Ooh, that is good.
That's very good.
All right. How do I deal with a teacher who is challenging my faith?
That's good too. I think you got to know what you're talking about. You need to know the ins and outs of the gospel. You need to know why the Bible's reliable.
Yeah.
You need to know your stuff.
Yep.
And like we just said, you can respectfully disagree with people. Jesus says to speak truth in love.
Yeah.
Apostle Paul says that.
Yeah.
And we can do that, but you got to know what you're talking about, right? And
That's
like
right.
like I shared with you a little bit while ago, there was a point in time in my life where I realized it was my parents' faith,
Yeah.
and I had to investigate, and I had to do digging myself. And you have to know what you believe.
Yeah.
Like you got to know your stuff. Like
Yeah.
so when you're having those conversations, when
Yeah.
your teacher is challenging you, when you're having those conversations about sharing your faith with others, you need to know the ins and outs of the gospel. You need to know why things are the way they are, and you got to dig deep, and just know your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you need to read your Bible.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
First and foremost, but I think anytime you get a situation like that, I think I've heard it said before that no one ever won anybody over by arguing, right? So I think everything that you do in love.
Yeah. People have been won over by loving conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
What I mean by
Truthful
argument
like
is
yelling
like
at each other.
being mean about
Right,
it,
right,
you
right.
know, having like a hard stance about
Right,
it. You know, you can believe what you believe, but I think if you do it in love, and I think
sure.
if people see,
Yeah.
if
Genuine conversation.
genuine conversation, and they see that your life actually reflects what you
Right.
say you believe, I think that speaks volumes.
For sure. How many Scovilles is this, Alex?
3,600.
Oh my gosh, man.
All right, here we go.
I am not ready for this. I'm not even gonna lie. Gosh, bro.
1, 2, 3.
Is this hot
Pretty
to
good.
you? It's actually good,
Yeah.
but my lip is already numb, so I can't tell.
I can feel it kicking in. Again, I'm sweating right now. All right, bro.
All right, hit me.
Why do Christians? I can't talk. Why do Christians question their faith?
That's good. I think you could probably go in a couple different directions with that one, but I mean, one of the things I can think of is a lot of times a Christian or a follower of Jesus might have to start having some doubts or some questions because
Yeah.
of some things that are happening in their life. You know, I think a lot of times we buy into this false reality that, you know, if I believe in God or if I follow Jesus, that life is supposed to go the way I want it to.
Right.
And the moment that it doesn't go that way, or maybe you just have a tragedy strike, something bad happens, then you start to say, well, man, is what I believe true?
Right.
Because why would God allow this to happen? And, you know, I think that, you know, you can answer that in a lot of different directions as well. But if that's you and you kind of feel that way, I mean, one thing, understand that you're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there were people in the Bible who did have doubts.
There were
Job,
people who saw Jesus.
right? You still had doubts.
Still had
And we had doubting Thomas, right? You had one of the 12 disciples who was with him
Yeah.
morning, afternoon, and night for 3 years.
And
then when he died on the cross, after hearing them say he was going to come back, he didn't believe them when they said that, right? So he also had
He
doubts.
saw Jesus
Right.
and still wouldn't believe until he put his fingers
Right.
in the
Right.
the place where
Yeah.
Jesus was nailed to the
Yeah,
cross.
and sometimes it's hard, sometimes we have a hard time believing in things that we can't necessarily always see, and that makes it difficult. But
Yeah.
kind of going back to the circumstance thing, if you like have doubts because of something that happens in your life, also understand that, God doesn't necessarily cause the evil that happens in the world. We're sinners. We mess up. We do bad things, and because of that, human beings make poor choices.
Right.
And a lot of times bad things happen because of that. And, we live in a fallen world. So the encouraging thing I would try to tell somebody about that is if you have fears or if you have doubts, like you were talking about earlier, get curious.
Right.
Like dig into it. Don't turn away from that. Lean into that and really explore and surround yourself with people that probably know more than you do.
That's the key right
And
there.
I think you find a mentor, you find somebody who knows more than you, and you say, hey, I've had doubts about this. Have you? And find somebody who will be honest with you and say, hey, this is what I did when I started having some doubts. And so I think you lean into that.
For sure,
So,
for sure. You got to have those people around you. 'Cause
yeah.
Doubts are everybody in their Christian journey has had doubts.
That's
You
right.
have, I have,
100%.
Alex has. We've all
Yeah.
had our doubts.
Yeah.
So
You're not alone
You're not
in that.
alone.
Yeah, you're not alone
and
in
get
that.
curious, ask questions.
All right, dude.
This one is going to be bad. This is from Hot Ones. This is the Los.
All right. What
Calientes.
level of hot are we talking about here?
What you got for us, Alex?
So the last one was 3,600. This is 36,000.
You are kidding me.
Brother. Why that big of a
Are-
jump? Are we trying to kill us?
Are we trying to die? Like, what are we doing? Are we trying to die? All right.
Let's get this over with.
Let's do it.
These are the funny questions too. So we're gonna be dying and
All right.
and answering funny questions.
All right, let's go.
I'm scared, bro.
I'm not.
All right.
Bro, that looks like,
That looks like
I feel like
death.
Alex coated this with enough sauce that, I don't know. Oh my gosh.
It even smells dead.
Bro, my hair nostrils just curled up. Like,
All right.
Bro, Alex, this is
we go.
wrong for you, bro.
I don't want to do it.
You're wrong for this. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, bro. Which of Jesus?
Bro.
Woo! Oh my gosh, bro.
My gosh. What?
I'm not taking another bite.
Oh.
This was a mistake.
What in the world? I gotta eat this so I can drink my milk.
I'm done.
Oh my.
All right.
Go, ask me. Go.
Which one of Jesus' miracles would you want to have as a superpower?
Which one of his miracles?
You could use post-resurrection as well.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My grocery bill been hurting lately. I'd want to be multiplication of food, bro.
That's good.
Multiply my grocery
Yeah.
bill, bro. I gotta feed 4. I got 4 kids, man.
I would choose, when Jesus, I can't even talk because it
Bro. Oh my.
when Jesus died on the cross, ascended to heaven and came back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't even think straight right now. After Jesus rose from the grave, he was in his post-resurrection body or glorified body, and he could appear anywhere. I would want to appear anywhere, go to
Almost like
Taco
teleportation.
Bell,
right?
from a house, and just teleportation.
All right, so if you had to live through one of the 10 plagues, which would you choose, and what is your survival strategy?
Wasn't there a famine? There was a famine one, right? I'm a bit of a prepper. I have a little stash of food at the house, so I'd be ready. Not a whole lot of food, just get me through a couple days.
They're all really bad. I guess if I had to endure one, I'd probably do if I had to endure one, I would endure the gnats maybe, but then I don't really want to pick that, but I'm kind of scared of frogs. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, they didn't have all the bug spray back then, so
No, you would have to ask.
I'm bringing some bug spray.
You would have to endure a giant fly swatter,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, anyways,
All right, well that's all we got.
Yeah.
That was hot. I might have to be visiting the toilet after this. I hope not.
I think this
That one was really
smoked
good.
one was pretty
good. I might take this home. Can I take this home?
pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But We're official on YouTube, y'all. So y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I never thought I'd said that before.
I know, right?
Like,
That's
comment,
crazy.
and subscribe.
That's crazy.
If you have any questions and you want to see this series again, comment your questions underneath, and we'll do our best to hopefully answer those next time we're on YouTube, either with us, if it's in this thing right here or something else. We want to hear from you guys. So again, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.